And we are back at the island, and I am Vanita, your very favorite Capricorn, December birth, New Year's Eve, yada, yada, yada.
Cheryl T in the house.
And this is BJ, Virgo girl, hanging with you.
And this is Mauri, the Leo girl.
And she's back.
Yay!
Mauri is back co-hosting with us, and we are so excited to have you back. So this will be your what, third or fourth time?
Third.
Wow. So you becoming a regular?
No.
I think we got a fourth host. What do y'all think?
We'll talk about it later because there'll be a contract involved. Anyway, we got to negotiate your salary. And you stay free.
We need to discuss it with the program director.
Exactly, and that's me.
And the producer, that's you.
Yeah. Go ahead and say it, and the director.
That's you.
But anyway, y'all, I'm excited about this episode, us getting back together. What's been going on?
Well, I know this episode is a remix of Sisterhood.
Woo! Yes.
We were on location this past weekend in Dallas/Plano, Texas, rocking an awesome women's conference at One Community Church. I want to give a shout out to that church and that awesome hospitality they showed all of the women that attended.
Yes.
So while we were there, we just saw a great camaraderie of women there, and we just wanted to find out, just get a sneak peek from some of them, what sisterhood means to them. So we have interviewed some great women, and you guys are in for a treat to hear the responses that we got about what does sisterhood mean to them. So after this break, you guys will be in for an awesome treat. And I want you to be thinking about, what does sisterhood mean to you?
Exactly. We'll be right back. And we are back from break, and oh my goodness, those interviews were awesome. We were so blessed to be able to interview those women and get those responses. So what do y'all think? I mean, I interviewed Jasmine, which just happens to be Cheryl's daughter, because she lives up in the Plano, Dallas area. And what she said, it was short and sweet and profound to me. What do y'all think?
I think so too.
Exactly.
It was like a perfect description. If you had to go to the dictionary and ask, her words were succinct and just perfect.
Yes, they were.
And what she said was very similar is what I heard through a theme through all the ladies. It's not about blood. It's about the community of the connection that you have with a person that may not be your blood relative, but they support you and love you and is a part of your community. I heard that theme throughout all of our interviews. Is not just about blood bond, but it's about the person that loves and supports you, even when you don't even know you need support. I heard one of the ladies say that. You're receiving it from the person. I thought that was awesome.
Yes, my interviewee, Yolanda, who was a host at the conference, and she really was the hostess with the mostest. And she talked about support. A sisterhood is having a sister who will support you in any circumstance and situation, whether it's for something great and happy that happened or something sad that happened, but she's there for you to support you. So I go along with that as well.
I see you shaking your head. Right? Go ahead.
Yes, because I was saying, I interviewed Nicole, and she was also a hostess, a great hostess. She's an awesome lady, but she said that when she started out, when she was young and she had sisters around her, they all looked like her. But as she matured, she realized that, you know, all your sisters are not going to look like you. You know, she has Asian sisters, she has Caucasian sisters, Latino sisters, and she said they're all connected through the body of Christ. And I think sometimes it is easy for us to have our sisterhood look like us, but that is not what God wants us to do. He wants us to love everybody. So that's what I liked about her comments.
You're right.
It was awesome.
Amen.
Yes. Yes.
One other thing that Lauren, Rachel, and Meredith, the three people that I interviewed, they talked about having a few friends by design. You know, everybody's not in your inner circle.
Exactly.
And so I think we should be prescriptive on who is our inner circle. And it's funny, my daughter described it like this. You have people that are friends you meet at a restaurant. You have people that are your porch friends that sit on the porch with you. And then you have people that can come in and sit in your living room with you.
Right.
He's right.
So I think it's important that we have those very selective, you know, inner circle people that we totally can trust with our information and support each other. That was one thing I thought was very interesting that all three of them brought up.
Yeah, and another thing, I kind of looked up sisterhood also, and it goes along with what you just said, Cheryl, about, you know, your porch friends and your this friends, your sorority, and it's an association, society, or community of women linked by a common interest, religion, or trade.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that. Yes, that's where your sisterhood is created from, the like-mindedness. But you also have to be able to balance out. I mean, everybody's not going to be like you or like the same things that you like, but some of the qualities of a sisterhood are like loyalty and honesty and compassion. And so those help bring differences together and kind of link up and create that sisterhood.
And the lady that I interviewed, Yolanda, said something in connection to that. She said, sisterhood is loving each other and loving the Lord. And so she said that was our common bond, that we all at that conference love the Lord. And so I took a lot from that. You know, that is sisterhood. Every sister that you have might not know the Lord or love him, but you have an opportunity to share that with them or bring them to the Lord. But her thing was sisterhood is loving each other and loving the Lord.
Right.
And one other comment that Latoya brought up, it was awesome. She's Toya Drake, excuse me, I said Latoya. Toya, she's gonna really get me. Toya brought up was that extending grace is sisterhood, you know, because sometimes we're gonna falter, sometimes we're gonna fail, sometimes we're gonna disappoint each other, but being able to extend that grace to one another, I thought that was an awesome thing that she stated. And then Meredith said, sisterhood is about being your true self around your friends and your community. So that's one thing that I love about my friends. I can be myself around my friends. And it's so important to be able to do that. Let your hair down and be yourself. In your around your community of sisterhood. But the one word that stuck out also to me, Vanita, is what you just said, is community. I was hearing that through all the different themes as they did their interviews. It's about a community of women.
Yes.
Right.
And to go along with what you just said, Cheryl, I just read a quote the other day from Toni Morrison. And she said, a sister can be seen as someone who is both ourselves and very much not ourselves, a special kind of double.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
I like it.
What'd you say, Cheryl?
I said, that's profound. I like it.
It is. That was from Toni Morrison.
Wow. One thing that I like that Toya said was that sisterhood is loving on someone no matter what.
Yes.
You know, that unconditional love.
Right.
Accepting who that person is. And you may not always like what they do or say, but you love them and you accept them for who they are.
Exactly. Exactly. What were you going to say, Beverly? Or was that Cheryl?
I was about to say that the two people that I interviewed, one of them, Meredith, says it goes beyond a friendship. But then the other thing that Rachel stated, which is pretty deep, is sisterhood is a safety net of women. So when you're on a trapeze, they normally have a safety net. So if you fall, somebody's going to be there to catch you. And this is probably fresh on BJ's radar, but that call you got tonight when your friend said, I need you. And that's all she had to say. I need you. That's all she said. And you were in your car on your way over there.
Yes. Yeah.
That's sisterhood.
That is.
That's the epitome of it. You dropped whatever you were doing and you made a beeline over there. That you were her safety net in that
Praise
moment.
God. I thank God for giving me the opportunity to do that, to be for her and to do for her. So you're right.
That's what sisterhood is about.
Yes.
And sisterhood in that sense is powerful. Because if you think about it, when women come together, there's no stronger bond, except for maybe with your husband or somebody.
I just have to make a quick shout out to my twin sister LaDawn and her smooth operator voice sounding like
Yes.
Yes, right.
Yes.
She said, being there in the time of need.
You sound just like her.
What?
You sound just like her.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we love you, LaDawn.
But she will always say, don't let the smooth taste fool you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
But just think about this: a sisterhood can create strong connections that last forever.
Yep,
Yes.
exactly.
You know, you hear about these people, these women that have been friends for like 50 years, 60 years, since kindergarten. And it's so beautiful to hear them converse and talk about the old times, the good times, the difficult times, and the new memories that they create. But yeah, when I hear that, I'm like, I want that. That's what I strive to be.
Yes.
Because sisterhood is not a destination. It's a
No.
journey. It's a journey.
It is a journey.
And you have to have a sister has to be willing to go on that journey with you.
Yes.
And no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
with the good times and the bad. So
That's true.
does everybody have a real old friend, like from grade school, high school, college? And new friends, of course, too.
It's crazy because I moved around so much as a child. And back then, you had to write letters in order to stay in touch because we weren't doing that long distance phone calls. Your parents was not allowing that. So I really didn't get my true best type of friends, long-term friends, until I went to college. My college was the first school I was in more than 2 years.
Okay.
Wow. Well, I'm going to share with you, and you all already know this, but my oldest, closest friend, Glow, we got together in grade school.
Wow.
Like I'm sure it was like the first or second grade. And her family moved away from our area. And just as Cheryl said, we had to write letters in the same city to each other. I know she traveled out of the city, but we wrote letters or pen pals in the same city. And our first day in high school, back in the day, you had what you called a homeroom or an advisory room. And the first name they called was hers and then mine. So imagine the freshmen screaming and yelling in the auditorium because we were back together again. We got the same scholarship, went to the same college, and we're still friends today. And we were in each other's weddings.
Awesome. Wow. How many years you guys been friends?
Now you want me to tell my age again?
No, we just want to know how long you've been friends.
Oh my goodness. We've been friends. I guess we were 7. So probably, I don't want to say on air, but over 50 years. How's that?
Okay, we'll take that. Y'all, BJ look like she about 35.
Maybe 55, but not that. But anyway, it's a long friendship, a long friendship. But I have recent friendships that are 20 and 30 years old, and I cherish those just as much.
Wow, that's awesome. Hello? Cricket.
We're here. We thought were you going to talk about your friend? Because I mean, I talked about my friend in college, but my friend, her name is Hope, and she's
Yeah.
located in California. We've been friends since college. We were college roommates, and it's been over 30 years. And we are still good buddies, still travel together. Her birthday's on August 29th, and mine is on the 30th of August. So we kind of celebrate our birthdays together each year. We try to take a trip together. But we have this thing where we give each other gifts, and the gifts are a heart, some type of heart jewelry, whether it's heart earrings, heart bracelet, heart necklace. So every year we give each other a heart to show how much we still love each other.
And it means a lot. That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. That's cool.
So I don't have any old friendships from school, but the longest friendship I've had, I think, is about 28 years. So I guess that's a new friend, Beverly. But I guess when I was in school, I was basically a loner. So I really did not start coming into or accepting who I was or coming into my own until I was an adult. And that's when I made good friends.
That's awesome. That's
as
awesome.
an adult. Yeah.
And I've made some good friends later on in life, and even being away from St. Louis so long and now here in San Antonio. And one of my closest friends, Brenda, wow, she's everything in terms of a close friend besides the ladies of Kitchen Island Tea. But, you know, you get new friends and it's awesome to have them. I'm like, I am blessed, just truly blessed. And she's one of those that no matter what the circumstance, whether you're up or down, she's your friend. And I don't want to monopolize all the time, but I'll take a quick example. I was engaged to be married back in my young life, called the wedding off a week before, and we were both working for the same company, and my fiance was there too. And so when you call off something and everybody knows about it, everybody was coming up to me, oh, what happened, blah, 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 blah. But not her. She came and said, I realize you've been going through something. I'll go to lunch with you and we can just sit and look at each other. I don't want to know your business, but I want to be your friend. And ever since then, I've had the highest regard for her. And I know that she's the epitome of what sisterhood and a true friend is. So I'm not going to get teary-eyed, but I just wanted to tell you all that because she's awesome.
That's a beautiful story.
Yes, it is.
It is. Definitely.
So what about you all's friendships, sisterhoods?
Well, I have a sisterhood from after getting here to San Antonio, and Patrice and Lauren are my other part of my community of sisterhood. We had our kids together. Our children are the same age, so we were all shopping at the same children's store, buying up stuff we probably shouldn't have been buying. We couldn't come out those stores without spending over $100 on baby stuff each, you know. So Lauren and Patrice, they helped me make it through, you know, child rearing years. So that's part of my community, or my tribe, shall I say. And of course, LaDawn, who we interviewed, she's also part of my sisterhood and my tribe.
That's awesome.
Lady V.
Anita.
Yes.
Tell us.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was just marveling at the stories that I've been hearing. I moved around a lot also. And so the longest I was somewhere before college was high school. And that was only 3 years. I moved there at, I think, sometime in the 9th grade, we moved to Georgia. And so I still keep in touch with 3 friends from Georgia, which is Vicky, Pam, and Vicky. And so they are my high school still going on friendship tribe, if that's how you put it. I know, for example, when we just had to go to a funeral in Georgia, and we have another house there, and it needed to be checked on and cleaned out, and just some items to be dealt with. And I hope she doesn't mind, but Vicky Bailey came dropped everything and came over and helped me pack up the truck and do some things around the house. And so that's real sisterhood right there.
Yes.
But a long, long time ago in New Jersey, I met this woman. It was about 28 years ago. And somehow we became besties. So
And I don't know how, y'all. She wasn't nice to me when we first met. But anywho,
She was mean and sultry.
I was.
it was meant to be, though. That was the Lord right there.
I was not.
You said God showed you a miracle and brought you a great friend.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
but if we both
Yes.
admit that I actually had a best friend that lived in California, and she had just passed away from breast cancer. So I was not
Yeah.
interested in talking to
Yeah.
any human beings. Matter of fact, I stayed in the house for 6 months. And then when I decided to come back out and go to the gym, I met her at a picnic and someone said, "Hey, I want to introduce you to somebody." I'm like, "I don't want to meet them." I did say that I didn't want to meet her. And then when I met her and I was introduced, I was like, "Oh, okay." And I said, "I think my husband's already met you." And I think she said something.
I said,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No,
No, I said, I think I met your husband. And she goes, I don't know who you met. I was like, okay.
I didn't
You
want to
were
be
grieving.
I was grieving. I didn't even want to be at the picnic.
Yes,
And
you were
not long
grieving.
before that, my mother had passed away. So she passed away right when we moved to New Jersey. We hadn't even unpacked anything. And so it was just a long, hard first year and a half. So, but she would call me and I wouldn't return her calls. I'm admitting this. And so finally I said, okay, let me return her calls. And then I saw her at the gym and I'm like, hey, we have the gym in common. So I said, next time I see her, Mauri, I'm going to ask her to play racquetball or see if she wants to play. And I asked her and she said yes. And then we've been friends ever since.
Yay! Well, we're glad because she's now our BFF too, and we love her.
That's right.
We love you more.
See, I have a sisterhood in San Antonio.
Yes.
But of course, the ladies of Kitchen Island Tea are my sisterhood here in San Antonio. It's hard being a pastor's wife and just spreading yourself and sharing yourself with just anybody and everybody. You have to be careful. But Cheryl and Beverly have been a godsend for me here in the city. So I just want to say I love you. I love all three of you, and I thank God for y'all daily.
Oh,
love
thank
you
you.
too. Thank you.
That is a
Yes.
given that y'all are part of my community and tribe. I know I didn't have to say that.
No.
But y'all are, it is definitely a given that you are definitely a part of my community of sisterhood.
Oh yes, same here. Same here.
And it's something
Yeah.
because I have within my community of sisterhood, they play different roles. In certain things I can talk about with Hope that I don't talk about with everybody. Certain things I talk about with LaDonna.
Exactly.
LaDonna and I are in ministry together, and we iron sharpens iron. We get on and we start talking about scriptures and stuff that we've learned, and we just start comparing notes. And then of course with Patrice and Lauren, we get to talking about our kids and what's going on in our families and our spouses. And then with you all, I just talk about everything. So they play different roles in your in your community.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
They do.
That's an awesome
Yeah.
thing. Like I said, sisterhood is powerful. When it's strong and women bond together,
Mhm.
it's unbreakable. It's unbreakable. As long as there's loyalty and honesty and compassion for each other, it's strong.
And I think if we continue to see it as Mauri stated from her interviewee, Nicole, that we're one in Christ,
Yes.
one body, one blood in Christ, then we won't want to compete with each other. We won't feel threatened by each other because what God has for you, he has for you. What he has for me, he has for me. And we can put aside, trying to one up each other and just love each other.
I know. You are so right.
Right.
And
right.
applaud each other's achievements.
Yes.
You don't, like you said, you don't have to compete or be jealous of it. Just applaud it. Like when something happens for you guys, I feel like it's happening to me. I'm all excited and bubbly. And I'm like, oh, yay. And that's the way you should feel with everybody. Be happy for whatever blessing they're receiving or achieving. And you have it too.
Exactly. And I will say, you do that, Beverly. I tell you good news, you start cheering.
I'm happy. I get excited.
So we don't want to be haters. We want to be celebrators.
Yeah. All right, Miss
I like that. I like that. And I do have a sisterhood in Columbia too. I didn't mention that, but I do. I have some women I can go to that I know will have my back if I need them.
So to our listeners, we want to challenge you today as you're listening. Think about all those women that are in your tribe or your community of sisterhood, and maybe reach out to them and just tell them, you know, how grateful you are for them in your life. It's important that we keep encouraging each other and that we understand how important we are for each other.
That's exactly
That's
right.
true.
Definitely.
That's true.
And this goes with what you just said, Beverly. When one of your sisters is climbing the ladder to success, you're right with them. You're celebrating them, you're helping them, you're encouraging them to do so, because when they win, you win.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
Yep. So if there's nothing else, ladies, we're going to take a quick break and come back with attitude of gratitude.
All right.
Awesome.
And we are back from our long break. We love to take long breaks. But we had so much to talk about as far as this episode on sisterhood. And right now, we just want to add that we were grateful and thankful, at least I am grateful and thankful for all the women that volunteered to be interviewed at this conference. They didn't have to, but they did. And I think they did a wonderful job.
Yes,
and I just want
Awesome.
to say that's kind of what sisterhood is about. You have your core, and then you have your outer core. It's like an apple, like an apple, the core in the middle that keep the apple together. But then you have the outer skin and all that. So it makes one big sisterhood. But I am so grateful for this episode and thankful for all the people that we interviewed.
I'm also grateful for this episode. I'm grateful for you ladies inviting me once again to be a host on your podcast, because I really believe in what you're doing, actually supporting women, lifting each other up. And when you do your podcast, you can feel the love that you all have for what you're doing. And I appreciate you inviting me to be a guest. And I'm just grateful for being here, for God waking me up another day to be able to bless somebody, because I'm so blessed. I always want to be able to bless somebody, if it's just with a smile, a kind word, or something. So that's what I'm grateful for.
That's awesome.
We're grateful you're here with us.
Yes,
thank you.
That's awesome.
Last.
Well, I guess I'll go next. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Well, my attitude of gratitude is that I was blessed to attend the women's conference with you ladies, and then that I have this community of sisters that we've been talking about in the community of sisterhood. And I got two other names. I hate to call names, but Judy and Maria are in that sisterhood for me. And we go way back. Judy and I went to high school together, and so did our mom. So I have an attitude of gratitude for that connection and how long we've been together. Wow. And then I'm grateful you all, my grandson went to his freshman homecoming, and he got his food and everything, and we helped pick it out. So we just were so excited that he had one of his first major freshman events in high school, and it was awesome, and he enjoyed it. And so we're just grateful. I'm through talking, but I'm grateful.
Well, he was very handsome in his suit, I will tell you.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
He looked great. So my attitude of gratitude, I want to first say I am grateful for my biological sisters who are part of my sisterhood tribe, and that's Sonia and Cynthia. And also grateful for my sister-in-laws, that's Tony and Cheryl. Yes, my sister-in-law has the same name as me. And I'm grateful for them because they are in my community, in my tribe. I'm also grateful for being able to attend the conference in Dallas at One Community Church and really just soaking in the presence of God and understanding that our lives are not just for ourselves, but to be lived to the glory of God. What we do glorifies God. And so we have to make sure we understand that as we're out there being ambassador for Christ, understand that the things we do are for his name's sake.
Yes.
And so that was so helpful to hear all of that, and also hear next steps on what I need to be doing for God, and hearing God, in my heart on what's next for me. So I want to shout out to One Community and everything they did to welcome the women. And it takes a lot to put that conference on. So thank you to Jada Edwards and her team. And we are so appreciative.
That's awesome. Yes.
Yes.
We are appreciative that we are blessed to be able to attend that every year, whether it's virtual or in person. So I think we're planning to go back next year.
Yes, we are.
Ooh.
Yes. So if there's nothing else, ladies, I think it's time for the Steelers and the Chicago Bears.
And needless to say, we know you're saying go Steelers.
Go Steelers. Yes.
Let's go Chicago. No, just kidding.
Bite your tongue.
I love you, Lady D.
Anyway, thank you again, Mauri, for joining us. This won't be the last, so be on standby. You're on call.
Okay.
But we love having you here at the island. You bring new light and you're a joy. So thank you again for being on the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, we appreciate
Thank
you,
you, Mauri.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. So if there's nothing else, ladies, we are going to get up out of here. Cheryl, go ahead, say it.
Ciao, Bella.
I used to say see you later, but you can't see us. So just waiting to talk to you again. This is BJ.
And this is Mauri. Bye-bye for now.
And all I'm going to say is adios. See y'all soon. Okay? Okay, we out of here. Bye.
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 Bye.